Ruth, how are you, first of all?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm great. And wow, what a thrilling adventure this movie is. It's just a white knuckle ride. How did you get the project? I mean, how did it fall into your lap?
So it was just a general meeting with a producer that I hadn't met previously. And we were talking about each other's slate, I guess, because I'm typically a writer director. So I was kind of talking about what I was working on and what I was interested in. And then she spoke to me about a banquet and pitched it as a film that was somewhere between Take Shelter, Rosemary's Baby, and Hereditary. And I was instantly hooked because I love those movies, and I really like the sound of the themes at play. So she sent me the script. I sent her my latest short film, which was a very dark psychological horror, and I think we both felt like, bingo, this is the right combination. And then obviously met with Justin Bull, who's the writer, and things clicked instantly. I absolutely loved developing the script with Justin. And the script itself obviously just was full of, well, it characterized such wonderful relationships. That was what drew me in. But there was also like standout scenes that I just thought I would kill to shoot this.
And your the placement of your camera, how you use shadow. This goes back to those creepy films in the 1960s, 1970s, I think, where you rely so much on how the audience is viewing this through your lens, and your music is amazing too.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you think so. I think, one of the biggest influences on the film, in terms of its tone and cinematography, is The Shining. So that's, you're kind of got the nail on the head there. Like Dave and I are always, Dave's my cinematographer, sorry. We're like strongly influenced by what The Shining does to an audience, but also how Kubrick used his camera to keep your eye trained to the center and make the edges feel frightening. And that's very much my bag with horror, is what you don't see and what you can imagine.
I'm such a fan of Sienna Gilroy. She is so amazing, and I think she can do anything: comedy, drama, horror, and she proves it all the time.
I agree. And it's like, I feel like I can like shout about how wonderful the cast are, and it doesn't feel, like I'm being arrogant. I just think they're so wonderful women. And Sienna blew me away. This is quite different to anything she's done before. But the moment I met her, she just kind of stole the role. She became Holly. And because she was cast so early on, it meant that I could influence the script and the character with what I knew of Sienna's sensibility, and that made it feel really exciting to sort of create that version of Holly with her in mind.
There's a way of telling, a horror story where, you can scare the audience, a few different ways, but yours is more, it just becomes a psychological horror film rather than a jump scare movie, which goes deeper. I mean, is this something from your culture that, you guys tell ghost stories, when little kids are little kids?
I don't know. I mean, I think that, I kind of joke about the fact that like my body of short work has all been about exploring, I guess, what anxiety does to a person, what depression does to a person. These are things I'm a person with a mood disorder, so they're very present for me. And I think I've kind of got to a point where I've honed a brand of dread that I find really, quite easy to harness. So in a sense, when people talk about like that kind of the discomfort felt throughout the film and how did I achieve that, it's like, it's just what I do. That was quite an easy thing to do. Like, so yeah, that's that part of it. That's the kind of psychological horror I enjoy. But also for me, it's very much like yeah, it's kind of I wouldn't say it's a cathartic process, but it's definitely a process, and I enjoy it, and it's something that I think I'll continue to look at in my work.
In our final seconds that we have, what do you think audiences are going to take away from A Banquet?
How hard it is to be a mum and how hard it is to be a kid. I think the film is, really divisive. And a lot of that is because it doesn't offer up a lot of answers. So it's really about whether or not you enjoy the experience of being pushed and the performances of these amazing women. But I think, I don't know. I don't know if that's a solid enough response, but there's a lot of love in there as well as a lot of discomfort.
Ruth, thank you so much. And I just want to
Thank
remind
you.
everybody to eat your vegetables. You know, that's the whole scene in there. Okay. Anyway, you have a great day, and
Thank you,
what a
Tony.
great movie. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Goodbye.